Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching. Well, this is not real. That's kind of the political vigilante, but it's the Anything Can Happen game show, folks. We haven't played it in a couple weeks. Been traveling and the like. We've got two fantastic contestants from either end of America are joining us tonight. One guest from the East Coast and the other guest from beautiful Oahu, Hawaii. And of course, our co-host, Ron Placone. I'll bring him up in a second. Kate, if you can change the scroll underneath, Kate will be keeping score. This is the Anything Can Happen game show. We're streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Rockfin. So please hit the like button. Share this out on your social media, get more people to show up, which is great. And then you can support the show by going to rockfin.com/Graham Elwood. And I'll read the tips after the show. We're going to do the game first. And then after that, Ron and I will do a quick round of You Should Know This. So get that ready. And let me start the show. Kate, can you change the scroll underneath? Thank you. I don't know. Maybe she's there. We go. Boom. Hello, everybody. This is Anything Can Happen, and I'm your host, Graham Elwood. And let us introduce our co-host from the Get Your News On with Ron YouTube and podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, Ron Placone.
What's up, Graham? It's been a while since we've done this dystopian game show celebrating the collapse of the empire with fun trivia. And anything can happen.
I think what a better way to celebrate the end of an empire that could also be the end of life as we know it on planet Earth with a fun game show. I don't think there's anything better than trivia to
you might as
this.
well retain some information in your short term about what a disaster experiment this whole thing was. So that's what we're here for. We might as well retain some of the horrible shit people did.
The whole West Coast is on fire, and record unemployment. Basically, the end of late stage toxic capitalism. And what better way than with a game show?
Why not?
the most American thing ever. But you know, Ron, I was a game show host, and I think it was just fantastic. That was my contribution to society, was being a game show host, Ron. As much as I'd like to think that our YouTube shows where we talk about lefty politics, basically screaming into the abyss and changing nothing, we're going to do it with a game show, Ron.
That's right. Hey, you host a game show, you could be president. Anything can happen.
Literally anything can happen. If I did become president, it wouldn't be the most ridiculous thing that's happened to this country.
I'd vote for you. I'd be on board.
Thank you, Ron.
I'd be Elwood 2028.
Yeah. 2020. That's what I'm running. It's 2028. Oh man, I don't want to run for president 8 years from now.
Well, that's the thing. Like by then, nobody will want the gig. So they'll just be like, is there a game show guy? And then someone will draft you. That's what'll happen.
Oh,
somebody who like you owe money to, who wants to get back at you, is gonna be like, Elwood, I'm putting his name in there. It'll be like some road dog you forgot about, where it's like, oh shit, I did lose $20 to that guy. Now I have to be president. Shit. And but I got your back. I'll do what I can to help.
Well, let's get the Elwood 2028 campaign bus up and running, Ron Placone.
It runs on vegetable oil.
Well, I wore a collared shirt, Ron. It's I got my hair all dialed in. It looks good. I've got makeup on so I don't glare too much with my sweaty face. But Ron, enough about me and my presidential run in 2028. Let's meet our first contestant on Anything Can Happen.
Absolutely. So our first contestant is a writer and a media critic and the host of the Historic Lee podcast with Late Nights with Lennon. Please welcome to the show, Esha Krishnaswamy.
Hello.
What's up, Esha?
By the way, Graham, if you're going to run for president, what you need to not ask is, will people vote for you? But will people step in front of a bullet for you when the CIA tries to off you?
Yes, that's the real question.
That's
Because
the
like,
more important question.
I would
Will you take a
definitely
bullet
run.
for- Will you take a bullet for Graham?
Yeah. That's my campaign staff, because I'm going to be very anti-war and pro-labor and anti-capitalist. So the CIA will absolutely try to have me killed. So are you willing to die for me?
Is the
That's
question
like-
you need to be asking, not if
That's
you're
like
going to vote for him.
That's like the Bernie slogan to the nth degree. Like it was like, "Are you willing to fight for somebody you don't know?" And then Grabs is like, "Fuck that! Are you willing to take a bullet for someone you don't know?" Like, whoa, dude, dial it back. I don't know. Let's just. I just want some healthcare up in here. I'm concerned. I don't know.
Well, I think that's great. And thank you, Esha, for contributing to my campaign already. Like, that's my slogan. Will you take a bullet for Elwood 2028? That's going to put that on a bumper sticker right now.
You know what? It's great. Like if you just put like a gun in there, a bunch of gun nuts are going to get confused and vote for you. They're going to be like,
Yes.
"This is our guy, bang bang." And
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
actually put the Karl Marx quote where he says that under no circumstance should the proletariat ever give up their guns.
Great. That would do it. That's
Yeah.
how we get Second Amendment people to become socialists.
Yeah, Karl Marx.
All right. I'm in now. Well, let's
I'm in.
speaking of taking a bullet for me in my presidential run, Ron, let's meet our next contestant.
No one would take bullets for each other more than comics. They're the most loyal bunch in the world. And this guy is a very funny comic out of Hawaii. He is the co-host of two different podcasts, Guys with Issues and Bra No Way. Please welcome James Monet.
I am here. Where is that bullet?
I don't know. So you're in Hawaii?
Yeah, and in Hawaii, that's what we do. We take bullets for white people.
Guys, love that. You love
That was a good one.
That's good. Yeah, they're big fans of doing that. So this, that's how I got James to do the show. Is I put a bunch of guys with bayonets, got him to do the show, and that's how we made this happen.
It was weird because I welcomed them to my house, and then all of a sudden they started claiming it for their own. I was like, wait, what's happening here?
I know.
It's just strange.
You've been Columbused.
Well, in this part of the world, you've been cooked. You've been Captain Cooked. So yeah, I just had a couple of guys with bayonets, and then to sign, so James would sign the deed over to his house to me, and I thought it was very reasonable. And
Signed? Did you say signed? I don't remember signing anything because it felt like it was taken from me.
well, that's how the colonizers like. He signed it. See, and it's like, oh, you put it everywhere.
And here's your blanket. Thank you.
That's what you're playing for tonight. A blanket from a colonizer. That's
After we take your home, here's your blanket.
Here's your blanket. All right, folks. Well, here we're going to get in our first round of questions, which is our favorite category. Who said this, Democrat or Republican? I will read a quote from a famous Democrat or Republican. And first person to raise their hand gets to answer. Ronald will pick who that person is. So you got to be quick with the hands. Don't be shy. And
but I'm going to knock out my green screen, and then you're going to see my really messy bedroom.
well, is it worse than the jerseys that James has hanging on behind you?
I don't know.
Hey, that's my kid's jersey, by the way. So
All right, my fault.
I hanged it up with pride.
That's right. I'm
I
sorry.
don't have any kids, so you don't know what's behind here.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens if that comes down. It could be anything can happen. Anything can happen on the show. Anything can happen. So it'll be a prominent Republican or Democrat, someone who was either president, vice president, a key cabinet position like Secretary of State, or somebody like Speaker of the House, or somebody that was running for president. That was a key either they ran and lost as president, or they weren't one of the key primary people. It's not going to be some obscure like congressperson that you've never heard of. It'll be somebody significant.
Someone significant or someone who is just such a big asshole. Everyone knows who they are.
Yes. Yes.
Like,
I only studied the obscure ones. Dang it.
Yes.
I memorized everything the dude from Connecticut's Third said.
Yes.
All right. So, so if you get it, if you picked a Democrat or Republican, if you get that correct, you get a point, and then you have a chance to get a second point by naming the specific person that said it. If you get that right, you get 2 points. You get a second point. If you get that wrong, the other person has a chance to steal that point. Same thing if you chime in first and say the wrong party, then it'll be obviously the other party. The other person will then have a chance to get a point by naming the specific person. So anything can happen. Points go up and down. Leads come and go. It is a crazy, crazy mayhem hijinks of game showery to happen today. That was a horrible sentence, but if you say it in a game show voice, it sounds great. That's how you do things, folks. Just always talk in this manner. All right. Our first question, Kate will be keeping score. Our first question tonight between James Monet and Esha on anything can happen. Who said this? Democrat or Republican? The only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
Esha.
A Democrat.
That is correct. Can you name that Democrat for a bonus point?
Delano Roosevelt.
That is correct. Outstanding. 2 big points out of the gate.
Out of the gate.
This is what I'll be doing the whole game. Just like, good answer. Good answer.
Yeah.
Like the Family on Family Feud that just keeps getting it wrong and they just keep clapping all the time.
Yeah.
All right. Esha has the lead 2-0, but as we've seen, we've done, at least a dozen or so of these episodes, Ron.
Oh yeah. And anything can happen, Graham. A lot of points are on the board here, and a lot of points can be grabbed from the board and distributed accordingly.
I like the way you phrased that. That was a very eloquent way to say anything can happen.
I leave it all out on the field.
All right. Who said this? Republican or Democrat? Presidents come and go, but the Supreme Court goes on forever.
Ooh, that was very, very close. I'm going to go with James by a little bit.
Republican.
James Monet, you're on the board with 1 point. Congratulations, my friend.
Yes.
Now, here's a chance to tie it up. Which Republican said this quote? Presidents come and go, but the Supreme Court goes on forever.
Damn, I can see his face, but I can't. Oh. The turtle dude.
The turtle dude.
The cocaine turtle dude.
The one that has the thing, like, he talks like that.
And his wife's ship, like, traffics cocaine or something.
Oh, okay, wrong person. I do not know.
I don't think we're doing Name That Drug Cartel, but
yeah.
All right, James.
I would cheat if I read what was in the comments, but I'll just say I couldn't figure out the name.
Just make a guess. Guess anything.
It wouldn't be a guess anymore. I saw it in the comments already.
Well, you don't know if they're right.
You don't know if the chat's right.
Yeah, you don't know if the chat's right.
But that's what I was thinking about was Mitch McConnell.
James Monet, that is incorrect. Esha?
I think it sounds Ronald Reagan-y.
Oh, that is an excellent guess, but also incorrect. Ron, tell them who said this.
You guys were both very close because turtles live in a tub. And the correct answer is Howard Taft.
Oh, Taft. I was going to say Tubman.
No, he got stuck in the bathtub, didn't he?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, didn't he die or get stuck in a bathtub or something that way?
He got stuck in a bathtub.
Died.
Yeah, I don't think that's how he died, but he got stuck in a bathtub.
Yeah, he probably did.
That's a way to go.
He was like a real Diogenes, that guy. He just carried it with him. It's like, this is just who I am now. Graham, I think this is the first time in game show history that we had 2 right answers in the row right out the gate.
Out the gate.
This might be a high scoring one. I'm gonna call it now. We're gonna see 2 double digits today. I'm calling it now. 2 double digits.
And
So
I'll
I
get everything wrong after this.
That'd be pretty funny. if it ends up being the lowest scoring.
Yeah, it ends up being 3-2. That's the final. Nobody gets anything right from this point forward.
Ron was way off.
Well, James was worried that he wasn't gonna do well, but gets a quick strategic move, makes a guess, gets a point, and now cuts Esha's lead in half, 2-1. So after
I
2,
figured it's 50% chance. So try to do that.
It's good to be aggressive with that hand raising. That's a good strategy. We've had hesitant folks before, and it's raise your hand.
Yeah, raise your hand.
It's like the SAT. You're better off taking a shot.
I know how to spell my name.
I was going to say, or like World War II, where you're better off taking a shot. But
Yes, just like a dive bomb it.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. Who said this? Republican or Democrat? I do not like broccoli, and I haven't liked it since I was a little kid, and my mother made me eat it. And I'm president of the United States, and I'm not going to eat any more broccoli.
James.
Republican?
That is correct, James. You have just tied the game up, and now a chance to take the lead. Tell us which prominent Republican said that quote.
That's Ronald Reagan.
Ooh, that is incorrect. With the score tied and a point hanging in the balance, Esha, you have a chance to regain the lead by letting us know which prominent Republican said that quote.
He has to be president. Richard Nixon.
No, that is incorrect. James was actually the closest because Ron, who said that?
That was actually George H.W. Bush. But Nixon's a solid guess, too. Those were both some really solid guesses.
Nixon was a pure ranter, and you have all his
Yeah.
tapes. So all the really weird stuff. Like, you have those tapes.
That is something I could see him saying, where it's just like, I don't like broccoli because it isn't football. Like, that is something you could see him saying. So both very good guesses, but it was actually George H.W.
Well, James was the closest timeline-wise because George H.W. Bush was Ronald Reagan's vice president and then
But
became...
he was also Nixon's CIA agent.
There you go. That long history of evil people in the White House in both political parties. That's fantastic.
Isn't it so weird how all of these powerful people are connected?
Yeah.
If I didn't know, I think something fishy would go on.
I, Ron, think it's a wacky coincidence
Me
that
too.
the former head of the CIA became vice president and then president. I don't think there's any connection to that at all.
We do good things all around the world.
There's also, I believe, some kind of connection between JFK being off, and I don't know what the connection is, though, but that's the rumor, not a fact.
Nope. JFK was one lone gunman who shot a bullet.
One lone gunman who was just angry.
Yep.
He didn't have breakfast that morning.
Mm-hmm. And then he was killed by a mob guy that was just mad the president was dead. It all makes sense.
So much
He died
emotion.
of cancer about 2 years later, right?
Yeah. And the fact that there's records that both Jack Ruby and Lee Harvey Oswald had worked for the CIA, that's irrelevant. That doesn't mean anything. You don't want to get into that at all. That's crazy. And that's also a reason.
This private flight that took him from, I forgot, like, there's a really good parenting lecture, but there's a private flight that took him from somewhere to Japan when he was 20.
I don't know. It just all sounds like a lot of crazy hokum.
Yeah.
That's also the reason I had an episode pulled down and I got demonetized. Was Lee Camp was talking about this very thing on government.
That was the straw that broke the camel's back. JFK. They were like, nobody doubts the JFK story. What are you doing?
Yes,
everyone takes that at face value.
We did 2 episodes on the JFK assassination. Thank God, Apple hasn't demonetized us.
It's
How
insane.
dare you guys talk about him this way? I am so offended. Hello, NSA. Welcome to the show. My name is James Monte, and I believe in America.
That's the best answer you've given thus far, James Monet. Congratulations. You are on.
Hopefully, I get monetized now.
Well, you did get that correct. We are tied, Ron. This contest out of the gate.
Out of the gate, right answers flying all around. This there have been so many right answers. It could be a Republican National Convention with all this rightness. I mean, you guys are just. I'm liking it. We're gonna have a high scoring game, Graham. I'm sticking by my prediction.
I think you're absolutely
double
correct.
dish contestants.
I love it. Esha jumped out to an early 2-0 lead. James has come back. We are now dead even at 2 points apiece. Next question. Who said this? Republican or Democrat? Not all readers become leaders, but all leaders must be readers.
Esha.
It sounds Republican.
That is incorrect.
Oh, okay.
Can I
was
answer? Can I answer
Yeah.
Democrat?
Many have tried that strategy. Unfortunately,
That's
no,
a
I
tried
cannot-
strategy every show. You can't blame folks.
Irish
Can't blame folks for trying.
Republican.
But James, you do have a shot at taking the lead. Since it was not a Republican, we know it's a Democrat. Which prominent Democrat said this quote? I will repeat it. Not all readers become leaders, but all leaders must be readers.
Literacy is important, I guess.
Literacy is very important, James. If you get this right, you get a point and a lead for the first time tonight.
So literacy is the most important thing for a president.
Can you impersonate that person that said that?
No, I
Can I get
can't.
the origin of that sentence?
Like the spelling bee.
Yeah, can you spell out every word that was said?
This is like the first time asking the hosts for lifelines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If somebody asked you who said that quote, what would you say to
What
them?
would you say? What is a reasonable hint to let us know about who this person is? Yeah. Yeah, this is
So you say
I think
who is this? You say who's the president that said that?
I said which person?
Can
Oh.
I guess Joe Biden?
I cannot. Well, that's James has a chance to guess now. So
darn.
it's-
Well, I was gonna guess Obama, but I think that's like always in my pocket. I'm always gonna say Obama. Every question at this show, I think, for the rest of the show.
just
I like
'cause you're
being
from
in your
Hawaii.
pocket, James. I like being in your pocket.
Because dude's from Hawaii, so I just got to go with it.
Is he?
Barack Obama, I'm guessing.
I thought
James
Yes, he was
Illinois.
born here. He was born here.
Yep.
Okay.
That's incorrect. Esha, you now have a chance.
Joe Biden?
No, incorrect.
Okay.
Ron
So do we keep
Pacone-
going back and forth, or
No, you guys just keep
Oh,
reading off presidents until it happens.
Some of the
again.
points just go away.
oh shucks?
Darn.
That
Wait,
was
are we
Harry-
trying to get to 10, right? Not 100, right?
Yeah, we're going to 10.
Dude
We're going
for
to
100.
Yeah.
That was Harry Truman.
Okay.
Mm.
That was my next guess.
I know.
He was in my other pocket.
Yeah,
You
I
got
got a pocket of Obamas and a pocket of Trumans. I got two more pockets, so we'll see what comes out next.
Okay,
Ready
am
to
I
go.
allowed to respond? No, I should not respond to the chat, or is that like my ADHD is driving me nuts? So I'm just going to close the comments.
Yeah, I wouldn't respond to that.
Yeah, I switched it back over to private because I was like, oh, they're giving the answers.
yeah, my ADHD is like driving me nuts.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. All
Yeah.
right. So, Ron, first question now, where no points have been won, so we're still locked at 2 even.
We're still locked at 2, Graham. But as we know, anything can happen. Is it time to switch categories?
Oh, I think you're right. It is time to switch categories. Ron-
Football?
Yes, James.
Actual football, or the thing that,
Americans play?
yeah.
All right. Who won Super Bowl III? No, I'm kidding. I know
Kansas
the-
City Chiefs.
I was just going to name the Boston Patriots. No, they're New England Patriots, damn it. But they
Boston.
are in Massachusetts. right?
That's fantastic.
That'd be funny
No,
if
we're
that
just
was
gonna-
give the appropriate name of a sports team. The Boston Patriots. Ah, shit. So we can't. All right.
So close.
Yeah,
New England
but
Celtics.
they are located in Massachusetts. I swear their stadiums, so they should be the Boston Patriots because England's not a city,
New England
right?
is a
You don't have you have the Tampa. Like I don't watch football at all, so I don't know. I can do basket. I can just switch on. Okay, if we can switch sports, we can
We're not doing
Chicago
sports.
Bulls and then Detroit Pistons.
This is a political game show.
Okay.
James is just trying to get some points through football.
Tearing down walls. That's what us Giants do. We just break down rules and
We tear down the walls, rebuild the walls, and put up jerseys on the walls.
Yeah, there you go. See, and the team flag too. Don't forget that.
Outstanding. All right. We're going to play a new category. Name that dictator. I will read.
I might. Okay, go ahead.
I will read this and then give you a. Let's see, and then I will give you. It's a you get to choose. It'll be like the answers are either A, B, C, or D. And so, first person to raise their hand gets to guess. If they get it wrong, the other person has a chance to guess. But there's no secondary points in this. Like,
what if I can get it without you reading A, B, C, or D?
I mean, if you want to raise your hand early and go for it, you can.
Okay, I might try.
All right. Here we go. Ron. Okay, there it is. Okay. Name that dictator, ladies and gentlemen. Score still tied at 2 apiece. This leader paid a soccer legend the equivalent of $1 million to play a game with them. Was it A, Kamala Harris, B, Abdallah Bukaram, C, Indira Gandhi, D, Bill Clinton?
Esha.
I'm just gonna go with Abdullah Bukaran from definitely him. Abdullah from Nigeria, right?
Esha, that is correct. Congratulations. You just retook the lead and got a point. It is now Esha 3, James Mane 2.
Okay. By the way, let's just because it's I can't stop it, but if they're a dictator just means the US government doesn't like them. It doesn't mean anything about popular mandate.
Yes.
Just to be clear.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, we're not this wasn't written by the US State Department. So we're all kind of on that board, on the same page that
Yeah, it's a loose title for the category. We kind of
exactly.
Have fun with
So
it.
I don't want to
Yeah.
actually. Okay,
Yeah, it's all good fun.
all right. Name that dictator. This leader shot their 78-year-old friend while quail hunting. There was an apology after.
Esha.
Dick Cheney.
Oh my God, that is correct.
He shot
That
him in the
was
face, right?
Dick Cheney. The choices were Adolf Hitler, Vladimir Putin, Dick Cheney, or Genghis Khan. Dick Cheney is correct.
Yeah,
Hey, how do we know Genghis Khan hasn't done that?
because they didn't have guns back then.
Well, he didn't say shot. He didn't say shot a gun, Graham. Did you? He said just shot. I could shoot an arrow.
That is
True,
correct.
But Genghis Khan would not have accidentally hit his friend in the face.
But did Genghis Khan friend apologize after?
That wasn't in the question, though. That wasn't in the
Well,
question, was it?
Well, he didn't get to read the whole thing.
Oh, sorry. Read the whole thing. Sorry, I jumped in.
The whole question is the leader shot their 78-year-old friend while quail hunting. There was an apology after from the friend.
You're right. You're right. Sorry,
Oh
Rob.
my God! From Dick Cheney, the friend that Dick Cheney shot in the face apologized.
Apologized.
Yeah.
We should
sorry.
not be talking about any other cults of personality in any other country. Then
Although
I'm
I don't know.
sorry. I'm sorry for stepping in front of your bullet. Is that what it is?
Yes, I shouldn't have put my face in front of your shot.
Oh, you have
would-
a cat. Adorable.
Yeah.
You would have got that quail, but my stupid face.
No, he apologized because of all the media attention that it was getting, and everyone was like, "What a fucking idiot! He shot his friend while
Yeah,
quail
you should
hunting."
not be shooting your friend in the face if you want to be advice.
It's a
Ugh.
bad idea. And so the friend like apologized and was like, "Dick, I'm really sorry you're going through all this."
Wow.
And then the big,
it couldn't have been Genghis Khan because they didn't live to 70 years old back then, right? They
I
died
don't
like
know.
at
Actually,
30.
I don't know when. No, people. Some random people did, but I don't know what age Genghis Khan died.
I think they died early.
Yeah,
No, he
40s.
didn't. Because he had to like you know that about like 3/4 of the he's like the Chad of the Chaddest Chads because like 3/4 of the world is like his progeny. I'm definitely one of his progenies.
well, I think
And
that's on his tombstone, isn't it? Chad of the chattiest Chads. It's like on
And
Genghis
that's how
Khan's-
we're all related.
Yeah, well, no, Genghis Khan would not have gone to Hawaii.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Did he go to wherever you guys were from?
Well, I think the genes travel.
Okay.
I mean, cousins.
No,
of
but
cousins
didn't the
of
genes
cousins.
travel from where they are to where we are because they're like the colonizers?
Oh, probably.
Yeah. So
Mm.
how would it travel? I don't know.
I don't think Genghis Khan didn't make it to Ireland.
Okay.
But the Spanish conquistadors did. That's why some Irish people have dark hair like me.
Oh,
And some
really?
have red
I
hair.
did not know that.
Yeah,
That's
that's
really
hence the term Black Irish. Anyone that's dark. Yeah.
I thought they were talking about Shaquille O'Neal.
well. Obama once did this like stunt when he went to Ireland, but okay. I just saw a comment and somebody's like accusing me of microdosing, and I'm like, I don't know what that is.
That means you're doing a lot of weed.
Okay, I'm
Um,
trying not to.
All right, we'll go to the Shaquille O'Neal is the joke of the night. All right, so let's go. Let's go. Esha has the lead 4-2. Let's go to one more question in Name That Dictator.
Okay.
This guy thought the number 22 was incredibly lucky. There's no catch. Was it A, Papa Doc, aka Francis Duvalier, B, Ronald Reagan, C, Jon Snow, D, Saddam Hussein?
Esha.
I think Ronald Reagan.
Ooh, Esha, that is incorrect. James, you now have a chance to get closer. You're trailing by 2, but you've been in this spot before and anything can happen. You tied it up while down 2-0, so maybe you're back on the run to tie it again. I will read this again and give you
Can you repeat? Can you repeat that? But then say it from which one's correct first.
I like your attempts. You're very politely trying to cheat. I like how you do that. Like, could you just? I don't mean to trouble you, but could you give me the answer if that's?
I was
not
gonna
too-
go. I was gonna go with Duvalier though, just because I want to say it.
Papa Doc?
Duvalier.
Duvalier. Oh, you could say Duvalier or Papa Doc.
Yeah. Duvalier.
It's A, Duvalier, C, Jon Snow, or D, Saddam Hussein.
Oh, my guess was Duvalier.
That's your guess?
Yeah.
James Mane? You
Yes.
just got another point. Congratulations. Outstanding.
4-3. The lead has been cut in half. We've been
Oh.
here before.
Ron, every time Esha tries to pull ahead, James Mane comes from behind.
Comes from
How is
behind.
this happening, Ron?
Well, because anything can happen, Graham. James is climbing back in this. And what a time with that category. You know, sometimes people struggle with that category, but both contestants really delivered on this one.
Well, Ron, it started out so powerful. Esha just out of the gate 2-0 in that category, jumps back in the lead 4-2. But then
here comes James. Yeah, the bar's been set high, Graham, and we are underway. This is quite a competition where, again, anything can happen.
she hung her hat on Bedtime for Bonzo, and that didn't pay off. And James just went with a fancy name, and he gets a point.
That's right. Sometimes the fancy name is all you need. And sometimes, coincidentally enough, the right answer is said first. And also, another dose of irony, we were asked about football, and the first question, ironically, did mention football. Not the American kind, the real kind.
Real kind.
Okay. It did. Okay.
All right. All right.
Hawaiian authors. Oh, what? Sorry.
Which Kamehameha said this? Um, all right. And one more in Name That Dictator. This person claimed they never needed to use a toilet. Was it A, Hillary Clinton, B, Boris Johnson, C, Kim Jong-il the second, D, Morrissey?
James.
Kim Jong-il.
James Monet, you just tied this game back up. Congratulations. Oh, unbelievable. We are back tied at
Wow.
4 apiece.
All tied up, Graham. Once again. 4
And also,
4.
when he goes golfing, he only makes hole-in-ones.
No, but that was actually somebody getting this. Oh my God, this is really funny. It's totally unrelated, but on my TikTok, there's this really funny parody site, DPRK_news, and MSNBC actually like thinks it's the real DPRK, and yeah, I don't know why, but that's really funny. And I have more followers than Kristen Gillibrand right now on TikTok.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, let's keep it that way. But I've been trolling her to see if she's going to block me.
Let's hope she does, right?
Yeah, I asked her, why are you supporting the sanctions in Cuba? And then why are you supporting the coup in Venezuela? And I don't know if I can ask any more questions after this. Oh, but then there's that weird cult. Let's not get into that. That's conspiracy territory.
But I want to thank publicly James Monet for last month talking me into going on TikTok. And he said, Graham,
I love your TikTok about poop, by the way.
Thank you. That has done over 200,000 views. And then my one about seatbelts is now close to, it's 2.9 million. And James and I had dinner Monday when it was 2.1 million, and it's gotten 800,000 views in 4 days.
Wow.
Which is insane. So James, thank you.
Yes. And all my videos are still at 200 views. But it's good to know that I talked someone else into doing it way better than me.
Hey, I haven't figured out TikTok either, so I think my best one is
they're very strict about saying the okay. I was gonna say the word, but then like Nazi, they're gonna like ban you, so you have to always say far right from 1930s Germany. And then oh my God, the worst ban was when I got banned for you know the Muhammad Ali quote about not going to fight in Vietnam. There he uses an offensive word, but in that context, like I didn't want to censor him, but then TikTok banned me for a whole week for that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Be careful, Graham.
And I'm like, that's Muhammad Ali. Like, well, do you want me to? So
I know.
It's so strict about the censorship, so you have to be careful not to get banned.
Well, I had a video pulled down because I was doing this series of jokes of no government mandates where I'm like, they won't let me go to the bathroom on the floor. They won't let the seatbelt. And then I did one and I had my shirt off and I said, man, I just was in the grocery store shopping naked as I normally do. And they're like, you can't shop naked. You got to wear clothes. And I'm like, oh my God, now you're going to put my dick in a dick jail. As American, I should be able to round and shove my dick in anyone's face that I want. And they're like, sexual content, pornography. You can't do that.
I actually got child endangerment because somebody was like, before defending socialism, you have to go live in Cuba. And I said, before defending capitalism, go send your children to a cobalt mine in Congo. And I got banned for that. And yeah.
Child
endangerment. I suggested that he should send his kids to a cobalt mine in Congo, which I think everyone who supports capitalism should.
That's the winner tonight is going to be able to go to a cobalt mine in the Congo. The big winner of anything that happened
before
tonight.
You support capitalism, just go have mine for Congo. Cobalt.
All right, it's tied up 4-4. Let's go to our next category. Religious law or state law. I'm going to read a law. You raise your hand and tell us if it's a religious law or a state law.
It's okay. Not every law is going to be from Florida, right?
What law?
That'll be very confusing then, because it's about the same thing, right?
Well, America has a lot of insane laws, but also like similar to the Republican or Democrat category. If you get it right, you have a chance to get a second point by naming either the religion or the state law that it came from. If you get that wrong, the other person has a chance to grab that point. So it'll be that similar format.
Church.
Tied at 4 apiece. All right. Is this a religious law or state law? You can't sit where a menstruating woman has sat.
Esha.
It sounds like either, so I'm just gonna go with religious.
Esha, you are back in the lead. Congratulations. Now, to pick up an extra point, name us which religion or religious book is that from?
Hinduism?
That is incorrect.
Are you sure? Because
I'm-
I feel like it's part of like a Hindu law. I don't know why.
Based on our research, no. James Monet, you have a
Darn.
chance to tie it back up again by naming which either religious law or book
It
is
feels like
this.
something Hindus like us would make up, though. It feels like so Hindu. So.
Well, that's the point of this category, is that religions and state laws in America are made up by some crazy people. So
Okay.
that's what anyone. So James Monet, a chance to tie it up.
I think
Which
the fact that,
religion
like,
or
is the woman supposed to let them know? Don't sit here. Don't sit here because, you know, Aunt Flo. It's like, well, bless you, girl. It's like,
How do you know?
so I'm guessing Book of Mormon. They got the long magical underwear.
Magical underwear to protect them. So it
Yeah,
doesn't matter if the
see?
woman's menstruating, right?
They're like, don't touch that chair. I was there. And don't sit on this bed because I, you know.
That is a fantastic conclusion to come to, but unfortunately incorrect. Ron, where did this law come from?
The Bible.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the
Yay.
regular one?
The regular one. If there is such a thing.
Yes, yes. That
Not one of
came
the
from-
subgenres of Bibles?
The non-Missouri one.
The one where the main person like dies and he comes back at the end?
yeah, that one. That one. Yeah, spoiler
that's
alert,
the
by the
one.
way.
Oh,
But-
my bad. Spoiled it for Marvel. My bad. It's like,
Yes, that's from the regular Bible, not the regular one. Outstanding.
it was
Esha,
the Bible Infinity Wars. They came
Yeah,
back
what-
at the end. So
They're
now
working
that
on the
one's-
prequels as we speak.
That's I'm sorry. You know Marvel's working on that right now. Bible
Okay.
Infinity Wars. You know
Oh,
they're
of
like
course.
they're like Black Widow's like, don't sit here. Don't sit here because then Red Widow.
There's gonna be a bunch of like disciple spin-offs. It's like the Judas story behind the scenes.
right. Exactly. Just like Ezekiel Infinity Stone or whatever. Yeah. All right. Next category. Esha still has the lead, slim though it may be, 5-4. We've been in this position before, Ron, and things change.
Things change very quickly, Graham, and anything can happen.
Ooh, I like that. All right. Religious law or state law? You cannot drive a motor vehicle while wearing a house coat.
Esha.
State.
That is correct. You have a 2-point lead, a chance to extend it to 3, which would be the biggest lead of tonight's contest. Which state is that from?
Idaho.
Esha, that is incorrect.
I just made up a state.
Well, that actually exists. Idaho is a real state.
Good to know.
Yeah, Idaho is a real
It's
state.
it's a
it turns out.
potato state.
You didn't make it up.
Good to know.
It's a real state.
It is. Yeah, we
Okay.
just confirmed it in the chat.
Okay, good to know.
I saw it on a map.
Wait a second. Who's been there? I've been there.
Does it really exist? Like, I don't know. We have to figure this out.
I actually performed in Idaho. That's
Okay,
pretty
good.
cool.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Okay.
James
Okay,
Monet,
Here we go.
chance to cut the lead in half. You currently trail by 2, 6-4. Which state does this law exist in? You can't drive a motor vehicle while wearing a house coat.
I'm gonna guess Arkansas.
That is incorrect.
But it
Ron,
makes sense, though.
it does make sense. It does make
Yeah.
sense. But it's not always the crazy states that you think, Ron. This comes from where you are, correct?
That's right. This state is from right here in California.
Yes.
Oh, wait, both of you are in California?
I am.
And he is too.
Kinda.
Okay.
I've been living there for a long time, but the last little couple while I've been actually in Hawaii. I
Oh,
did some
nice.
shows here, but I'm going to be back soon
Oh,
to
fun.
LA because Ron and I have a tour.
That's right.
Which tickets are available at ronplacone.com or grahamelwood.com. Tour starts September 11th. The post-pandemic comedy tour with Ron Placone and Graham
On
Elwood.
the 20th anniversary of
Yes, that's how we're starting the tour. It's just,
sorry.
all right.
That was awkward. But let me know when you're coming to New York though.
Yes, in October.
Oh, okay.
All right. State law or religious law? You can't use mules to help you hunt ducks.
James.
State law.
James Monet, you're back on the board with a point. Congratulations. Always coming from behind. The Monet does not rest. Now, James, a chance to tie it up for the third time, which might be a record for coming from behind and tying. Which state has this law? You can't use mules to help you hunt ducks.
Oregon.
Incorrect. But a great guess, as the University of Oregon Ducks in Eugene, Oregon, that is their mascot. Esha, you have a chance to put your lead back up to 2 points, thus furthering you from Monet's impeding charge. What state has this law? You can't use mules to help you hunt ducks.
It has to have both mules and ducks. So this is I'm trying to think what state would have
This is a mule duck friendly state.
So Texas.
Oh, kind of close, but Ron, tell them where this law is still in effect.
Both were very good guesses, but the correct answer for this one is Kansas.
Kansas. Oh, the mule state.
Yeah.
Where do the ducks come
That's
from in
the
Kansas?
thing.
Tornadoes and mules. That's what they're known for.
But where
Darn
are
it.
the ducks? I don't know what ducks
It's where
in Kansas.
it's where the ducks get lost at.
Okay.
They get lost in Kansas and then they can't find their way home.
And then if they use a mule and they lose a mule, that's a big part of their economy. They have a big mule economy. So that's the only thing that makes it.
Go Jayhawks.
Go ahead.
Yes.
All right. All right. State law or religious law? Be sober when you pray.
James.
Oh man, it sounds like it's religious, but I have a feeling I'm wrong. But religious.
James Monet, you just tied this contest up again.
Oh man.
Congratulations. This
I was
is
thinking it's too easy.
unbelievable. A third tie. A third time coming from 2 points behind. But the ever-daunting take the lead seems to elude Monet. Or will this be different? James Monet, a chance
Pressure.
to take the lead as I hype up the pressure like any good host will do. We'll be right back after these messages. No. So, James,
Deal.
which religion and or book does that come from?
I guess I could say all of the above, but
No,
Not
you can't just
Hinduism. I
say
can tell you
all
it's
of
not-
them.
It's definitely not Hinduism because they'll be like, no. You should pray no matter. Like they'll probably say it's better to be like all high when you're praying.
I was thinking
This is the-
Catholic, but the Catholic they drink the wine.
Yeah.
So let's say Muslim.
That is incorrect. But I think we had a first where Esha was helping James sort him out. I've never seen
That's the second time that's happened in the history of the show. There was the one time where Ted Alexandro just let his opponent have a second chance.
So I get another chance? Okay.
There was that, and then
That's I don't know. Well, Esha's
and
a
now,
socialist.
now we have
so-
Esha helping.
Okay, so Judaism.
That is incorrect.
Okay.
Samoanism.
Some
Yeah. You just started yesterday, and that was the first thing I wrote down.
Oh, you started your own Samoan religion. Outstanding.
Yeah, and it's all about drinking. I'm not like don't drink.
Enjoy the tax breaks.
That's the reason to do it.
Absolutely. I'm starting the political vigilante religion. Ron, tell them where this came from.
Bible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boom.
It's just,
Boom. Good
What's
old
the
Bible.
wine?
I was thinking Christianity because of the whole like Hawaiian Catholic thingy.
That's why they're saying. I guess just don't drink too much. Don't
Oh,
get
they
too.
don't
Because you
say
gotta
don't
pray. You
But-
gotta pray. So don't go too crazy with this stuff.
Yeah, but
Okay.
how much do you love him though? You know, it's like, oh, I'm gonna need more. Let me get some more of him. Tossing him back, like,
It's the blood
See?
of Jesus, right?
yeah.
That's the yeah.
And I'm drunk in the blood of the Holy Ghost. See?
Yeah.
Right.
So it's
So-
like a spiritual experience to get really, really drunk.
Yeah, but they're like, which is fine, apparently. They just don't want you to pray
Okay.
Oh.
because you might pray for something crazy.
Sober up when
Yeah,
you
just
pray.
have some coffee and a little more body of Christ to kind of absorb the wine.
Yeah, to absorb the booze.
And then, all right. So I think we're still tied at 6 apiece. Somebody put the AA 12 Steps book in the chat. No, that's.
They quote the Bible in there, don't they? So
They quote all different religions. What happened to James
where
Money?
did James go?
I don't know. He disappeared.
James,
Maybe he felt the
James
wrath
just
of God.
bounced.
Wow.
Starting his own
James'
religion.
Well, this has also never happened before, where somebody just punched out in the middle of it. Somebody just left.
But
Well, off. Oh, wait, here he comes.
did
James, you're
blaspheme
back.
God. So you did not get the wrath of God.
I was
He
clicking
just-
between private chat and comments, and I don't know, it just went off.
Okay.
Oh wow!
So
All right,
not
James.
the wrath of God. I was
I
like,
told you the NSA is watching. I told you, man.
well, you just made up your own religion, so God could have been watching, and you could have gotten your wrath of God, who just like, thou shalt not, whatever, take other people's name in vain, or what's the?
Let me go see if my family's been swallowed by a whale. I'll be right back. You guys all right out there? They're good. They're good. All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's good that
Woo.
James Monet's family was not swallowed by a whale, so we can continue.
We're not
Um,
smited.
No- Ron, I gotta say, this might be actually one of our more lower scoring contests that we've ever
Yeah,
had. It's-
well, but it's neck and neck. It is
It
a
is.
neck and neck contest. So there's been a lot of points. They've just been distributed equally,
Like socialists.
like socialists.
Looks like it is a very socialist. This is a socialist one. Everybody gets points.
This is a soccer game between the Idahos and the Boston Patriots. So,
Yeah.
The winner plays the Oregonian Ducks.
yeah. Kansas
That's
Mules is,
The
they
Kansas
won
Mules.
last year.
Kansas
The
Mules are still in the
Kansas
hunt.
Mules.
Yeah.
Oh, give it! I just got my new Kansas Mules shirt. I'm so excited for it.
Boom.
All right, so Ron, what do we want to say now that it's tight? We want to pick like two.
I
three
say
more
we
questions?
go to I say we go to the flagship the flagship category.
Okay, we're gonna go back to Republican or Democrat.
Last
Two
couple.
more questions in Republican or two more questions. If it's still tied at the end of these, we will do a sudden death tiebreaker thing extraordinaire.
Has it ever been tied before?
Oh my god, yes. This one time we had a tie and like nobody got a question for we were like, all right, just play rock, paper, scissors. This is getting
Yeah.
ridiculous. But finally someone got one.
We got like 5 questions in a row and it was nobody answered. It was like, come on, like this is killing me. All right, so we're gonna go back to who said this, Republican or Democrat, the flagship questionnaire. All right. Oh, sorry. Let's name that dictator. Let me get back up to who said this, Republican or Democrat. All right. Who said this, Republican or Democrat? The score is tied at 6 apiece. There are 2 questions remaining, a total of 4 points on the board to be taken. If it is tied at the end of these 2 questions, we will go into a double secret probation sudden death overtime question. Here we go. I may not have been the greatest president, but I've had the most fun 8 years.
Russia.
Democrat.
Esha, you just took the lead, 7-6. Every point matters in these last 2 questions. A chance to extend your lead to 2, which would mean James Mane would have to get both points in the next question correctly, putting him directly behind the 8 ball. If you get this correct, you have a 2-point lead. If you get it incorrect, he has a chance to tie before we go into the last question. So, which prominent Democrat said, I may not have been the greatest president, but I've had the most fun 8 years?
Well, let me think about it. There's not a lot of Democrats. There's Clinton and Obama, and then there's Truman, and then FDR. So, Truman?
Esha, that is incorrect.
Okay.
James Mane, you are back in the same position. If you get this correct, you tie it up going into the final question.
Wow.
I will read the quote again. This was said, we know now, by a Democrat. Which Democrat, prominent Democrat, said this quote? I may not have been the greatest president, but I've had the most fun 8 years.
I'll just guess at Clinton.
James Mane, you just tied this game up 7-7. Yes, that was
all
Bill,
tied up going into the end.
It was a little bit too much fun during those 8 years because Epstein visited a lot.
Oh, yeah.
But I also have this really awkward problem that my co-host, that co-host sometimes, his name is also Jeffrey Epstein. So I always have to be like, Jeffrey, but not that Epstein. It's a different Epstein.
Yes,
Grandpa's Jeffrey.
Ron and I have both had Jeff on our show, and we for the last 2 years we always have to say our
Not
guest
the bad
Jeff,
one.
not the bad one. We always got to go not the bad one.
I
The
know.
guy that's really into
So whenever he
MMT.
hosts, I always have to be like with your host Jeffrey, but not the creepy one, but the
Not
good.
the bad. They have nothing in common other
Nothing.
than neither one of them killed themselves. But other than that, they have nothing in common.
Besides the name.
And the
That's
name.
it.
So awkward.
All right, so we are tied at 7 apiece. Final question. 2 points remain on the board. All right. Who said this? Republican or Democrat? One of the great things about books is sometimes there are fantastic pictures.
James.
Republican.
James Mane, for the first time tonight, you have the lead.
Wow.
It all comes down to this. James, if you get this correct, you seal the deal. You are the winner. If you get this incorrect, Esha has a chance to tie this up and send us into overtime.
That's funny.
James, you have been trailing this entire game. You have tied the game three times. This is
A
your
record
first-
setting. A record
a
setting.
record
tie.
setting 3 times.
That is a record-setting amount of ties.
This is your chance here to not only take the lead, but win it all. You have the lead, but to seal the deal with a 2-point win, our first ever single-digit win, I might add. But Ron, anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
So James Mane, I will read the quote again. One of the great things about books is sometimes there are fantastic pictures. Which prominent Republican said that quote?
I'm going with Bush, the son.
The son.
Yeah.
James Mane, You're the winner of Anything Can Happen. Congratulations. This was insane contest.
What
I
a
cannot
contest.
believe this. Ron, have we ever seen this happen before? Where
No,
somebody
we've never seen. This is one of the closest contests we've ever had, and it was really down to the wire. My prediction of high scoring was a little off. It was actually it wasn't a super low scoring game, but it was about in the middle, and no
actually it's
double digits.
9-7 is the score.
9-7 is the final. So no double digits, but man, a lot of back and forth, a lot of right answers, a lot of dominating the categories, a lot of 2-pointers. So what a contest! Excellent job, both of you.
A lot. This was the closest contest we've had. It was like it kept going back and forth. It was an amazing contest. So
could it be like the most total points?
No.
No, because that's 16, right?
Yeah, it's
It's
not the
16
most total, but yeah, 16 is probably about average though, because we see a lot of like 10-6. We see a lot of and this was like neck and neck. So
Okay.
This was the tightest contest we've had. Came down to the final question. I love it.
Tell them what he's won, Graham.
a blanket.
Yes.
You get a blanket, a colonizer blanket, James. Congratulations.
Because it's been like a cold 85 degrees here in Hawaii. So thank you.
No, that's why you've got a hat on, because it's freezing. It's freezing.
Yes.
In Hawaii.
Brr.
Well, Esha, thank you so much for playing. Where can people watch, listen to your podcast, check you out online?
Historically.substack.com, and then my Twitter handle's my name. Also check out our YouTube channel, and Graham is the guest for this Saturday at 10 o'clock. So go to youtube.com/historically, and it'll be lots of fun.
Yeah, I just did it. It's a great show. It's a lot of fun. We read quotes from Lenin and man.
Talk about how nothing's changed for the past 100 years and feel depressed.
Yeah, pretty much. He's telling Russian soldiers in World War I, stop fighting for rich
Iraq.
people. Yeah,
like for looting, and then you're like, it was like Mesopotamia and Palestine. It's like, yeah, we're still fighting over Iraq 100 years later.
Still fighting over it, and still sending working class people's kids to fight there. It's nuts. It is nuts. Well, Esha, thank you so much for being on our show. We really appreciate it. And thanks for, I know we were going to, thank you for, we tried to get it last week, but then couldn't get a second guest. So thank you for
no worries.
being with us.
But yeah, I will put my contact so that I can have both Ron and James on in the next couple of weeks. Talk to you later.
Awesome. Thank you, Esha.
Bye.
Thanks, Esha.
James Monet, our big winner, ladies and gentlemen. This was, dude, you came, this has happened before, I think, where you're like, I'm going to get crushed. I don't know enough about politics, but you played a good strategy. Walk us through your strategy, James.
All right. So, I honestly trained hard for this. I drink the Gatorade. I do a lot of planking. And I noticed that when you're in that state, the answers just rise up. They just rise up. It was basically, I figured, I was like, hey, the first question is 50% chance. So let me try to steal some points here.
Yeah, that was brilliant. And then just picking who the, some people don't. It's amazing how some people won't figure that out.
While this game is a political talk show, knowledge of statistics is more valuable than knowledge of politics.
Yes. I didn't go to IT school for nothing.
Chance.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Then in the rest, after the second question is usually kind of like, well, who would sound like they would say that?
Right.
Yeah. So I got lucky. I know. She's a very intelligent person. I know if it came down to books, I would totally get my ass kicked. But it came down, like you said, statistics and the last part guessing, and I got lucky in a couple of them. So
awesome,
pretty much,
awesome. Yeah. Well, James, thank you so much, dude, for coming on the show. This is a blast. It was a lot of fun. And tell people where they can follow you and watch or listen to anything you got going on.
Yeah, so I have a podcast called The Guys with Issues that I've been doing with two of my best friends, Chad and Russell, for a long time. They can listen to it on Spotify or at guyswithissues.com. Also, Bra No Way, which is a podcast that I'm starting with a very, very popular comedian here in Hawaii, Tumo Tuine. And he's just been really busy, so we only have one episode out right now, but we're going to get back in the studio and start doing it again. But please, follow me on TikTok, because I'm trying to get big like Graham. I mean, I did mention to him that he could become popular, and then he just takes off, and I'm just left down here with my 5 followers. But it's at comedian James Mane. Shout out to my daughter and the Casper College volleyball girls who are watching. So,
oh, no way,
yeah.
dude. Oh, that's why you had the jersey up in the background. Okay.
That's always there. That's always there.
I just thought, I didn't know it was your daughter's. I was like, does he just have some old football jersey of his hanging up in the background?
So my football picture is there, and then there's Spider-Man. And then, that's her school. I made that shirt and her school flag.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, big shout out to Casper College in Wyoming. Thank you so much for watching. Tyler, congrats, have fun, and have fun. I hope you guys win. I'm a big fan now. I'm a big Casper College.
Go Thunderbirds.
Yeah, me too. I don't have a college volleyball team until right now. I got one now.
There you go.
I'm excited. Never had one.
So big shout out to the Thunderbirds. Dude, yeah, thanks again, James. And for those of you watching who are not from Hawaii or have maybe never been here, Guys with Issues and also the Bra No Way podcast. I know you guys have just done one, but it's going to be, I think it's good for people who live in the mainland or whatever to kind of understand about the history and the culture in a very funny way of what living on the islands is like and everything, because it's a very unique experience. It's really cool here. So thanks, man.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, brother. All right. We'll see you soon. Check out comedian James Mane, everybody. All right. Later. Well, that was exciting, Robert. That was exciting,
man.
Contest.
That was a
God,
fun
we always
one.
have an exciting contest. That was
Yeah,
great.
It's always good.
And now we've got fans in Casper, Wyoming. I mean, that's
I've only
big.
performed in Wyoming once.
I'm trying to think if I've been to Wyoming several times, but I don't know if I've ever performed in Wyoming. I don't think I have.
I did a random show at this pizza parlor. It was pretty weird. But no, it was my buddy got married in Jackson Hole. And at the time I was pretty broke. I had just moved to LA, was just trying to figure stuff out. Didn't really have a gig yet. And, before moving to LA, I was a road comic. So I basically wasn't working anymore because I didn't have any road dates. I moved to LA, you're looking for a new gig. So I wanted to go to his wedding, but I couldn't afford a flight. So I basically just booked shows all the way there to go to his wedding. So I did Vegas, Salt Lake, and Jackson Hole so I went to my buddy's wedding, and when all was said and done, I made $100. The only way to do it back then. I
remember that.
Yeah. I was like, dude, I cleared $100 on your wedding, including the gift and stuff.
Would you give him pizza from the gig?
It's funny. I brought pizza from the gig to the welcome party. I totally I'm not even kidding. I showed up just hey man, sorry I'm late. I had a gig, but I got pizzas for everybody. And he goes, yeah, that's my friend Ron. He's a comedian. It's real glamorous. I love that. And that was how I traveled. That was the only way I could see anything or see any family or do a family function, anything, or see a buddy. It was I had to tie a gig around it to tie a gig to it.
To pay for it.
Come to this family function. Is it on a Sunday afternoon? Maybe. Let me see what's available Saturday nights.
Yeah. Is it can I come either Wednesday or Sunday or something like that?
Right.
Or Monday when there's not shows. Well, let me read a couple of tips on Rockfin, and then we'll do an exciting round of You Should Know This. Tony DeMeo, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Thank you for supporting us at rockfin.com/Graham Elwood. Hit the like button on whatever platform you're watching, everybody. I very much appreciate it. And make sure you follow Esha and James. That's one of the things. If you've never heard of them before, I was just on Esha's podcast. And James is a very funny comedian. That's one of the reasons we're not just bringing in, people you might already follow. I want to bring in other sort of indie media and comedians. So you get to learn about all these shows. Graham would run for president on a platform of torturing the billionaires. Yes, I would. Take a bullet for Graham and torture a billionaire. That would be my bumper sticker. MHC, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. I wish the episode of Anything Can Happen game show was on during the 2020 State of the Union. I would infinitely rather watch this version of someone clap for their opponent than that one. Oh, God, good point. When they both clap for Juan Guaido. Doc Terminus, what's up, Doc? Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Who said this, Republican or Democrat? Or pocket pussy? Kyle Kalinske. That's funny. Thank you, everybody over on the Rockfin. Tony DeMeo again. Shave your knuckles for justice. You're making Gotham great again. Now that Alex Trebek passed away, Graham Elwood should host Jeopardy. Oh, thank you. I don't think
wasn't it like the producer got the gig or something like that? I haven't been following it.
I heard they cast the one of the women from
Oh, it was a woman? I thought it was a
nerd
dude.
show. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know, man. I know like they had a bunch of people try it. I know like Aaron Rodgers from the Green Bay Packers hosted it once. Yeah, he did a good job, I thought. I mean, I just saw like one question he asked or whatever, but yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
I'm not hip on Jeopardy news. Sorry, everybody.
I don't have the Jeopardy beat. My hosting agent didn't call me.
Yeah, not on the
to
Jeopardy
say
beat.
I was auditioning for Jeopardy, so I don't know who got it. But MHC, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. When I visited Hawaii, I remember the roads feeling a lot tamer. California roads tend to be roughly the same dimensions as the roads I experienced in Hawaii, but it was refreshing to find that people drove at about half the speed. Yeah, people are cool. They don't rarely get cut off. I've almost never been honked at. Everyone's pretty cool. MHC again, boom. I meant when Pelosi pretended to clap for Trump during the 2020 State of the Union. Yeah, we remember that.
Yes,
Thanks,
Queen.
Queen.
That was so cool.
That was such a yes, Queen
She
moment.
was so, yeah.
So Ron, how about before we go into You Should Know This, just real quick, folks, check us out. We've got a tour. It starts in San Francisco, September 11th, Sacramento on the 12th. We got a bunch of dates. Go to ronplacone.com or grahamelwood.com.
Get tickets. Do not wait. We're coming at you. Midwest, we're coming to you. New York City, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Detroit, Asheville, North Carolina. Get your tickets. Don't wait. ronplacone.com, grahamelwood.com.
All right, Ron. Now we're going to do You Should Know This, which we do this even when there's not game show. So for those of you new to this, Ron is very knowledgeable about music, and I know very little, and I'm very knowledgeable about movies, and Ron knows very little. Ron will read a lyric from a song that's probably pretty popular, and it's something I should probably know and more than likely might not know. And then I will read a line from a very popular movie that Ron
probably won't get.
Even with
probably
50 hints.
Yeah, like so many hints. Like just like man, like this is probably causing. I mean, I probably gave somebody watching this a stress fracture, which I feel very badly about. Like I never want to do that to anyone, and I'm really sorry. And
we've had a lot of high blood pressure and hypertension emails since some of these
just
episodes.
Like, what the fuck, man? And I'm like, I'm sorry. Like
just screaming.
If we ever did do this live, somebody would just protest. Like there would just be a protest that would start. It would just erupt. People would have signs and shit.
Yeah.
Holding up the movie and just be like, just please end this. End this now. Like this.
If we did this live, which I think we should at least at some of these live shows, and if we do this live, we should. I'm going to have to say like 1,000 times, don't yell out the answer, 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 because I'm going to give like all these hints, and people are going to go, "We're stuck on Wall Street, Ron."
We're going to change hearts and minds. People are going to be like, I used to think the most important thing to end in the United States was the wars. Now I realize that's just the second most. The first most is just telling Rob what this fucking movie is. It's like, I'm sorry. I'm really bad at this. I'm sorry.
Put him out of his misery. It's painful for all of us.
Old Yeller. I know that one.
All right.
All right, I'll go first.
All right. I put the chat to private because I'm not going to look at the chat. I don't want,
Me too.
I wanna
Me
know.
too. All right, you ready for this?
Yes.
Load up on guns and bring your friends. It's fun to lose and to pretend.
Jeez. Load up on guns. This feels like either Ramones or The Clash. No, not even close.
No. Well, I mean, not close, but not like crazy far away. But yeah, like not. I mean, different era. Punk rock inspired, but not punk rock.
It kind of doesn't help me because then I'm going to just say like Green Day, and that's like, oh, that's not punk rock or whatever. Kind of is, but not really, right? Isn't that what Green Day? Kind of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Say the lyric again.
Load up on guns and bring your friends. It's fun to lose and to pretend. Green Day is the right era.
Ooh.
Yeah. Not the right band, but right era.
I only have like 6 bands I can name. So Blink 182, I always go with them.
No. It's
no, Graham.
It's not Blink
No.
182. It's earlier than Blink 182.
And the reason I always say those two together was when Green Day had kind of come down and they hadn't had their resurgence, I saw them open for Blink 182.
Yeah.
I went down there. It was in Orange County. I was there with Doug Benson and Brian Posehn, and Green Day fucking blew Blink 182 off stage. I mean, I'm telling you, like,
I believe it, man.
Yeah. And Blink 182 was like, I like some of their songs. It was just like Orange County skater punk.
Yeah.
But live, they were just
they
like,
were not. I mean, live,
No.
it's really the drummer Travis who's the most, talent. I mean, he kind of carries them, and
Right.
The rest of it is just okay. I mean, they're basically like a borderline kind of joke band live. I mean, because they talk shit in between songs, and they're actually pretty funny dudes. Like they were doing a podcast before podcasting was really a thing.
Right.
It was just like what they did on stage. And like the older I get, the more I'm like, that's actually really funny because they were just like dudes in their 20s just saying this outrageous shit. Like,
Right.
It's
That's-
like, yeah.
That was between every song. We was just like, yeah, Ron wrote this song when he was like, whatever,
Yeah.
taking the
This
shit.
song's about Mark jerking off a dog. And it's like, no, it's not. But that's he just said that. Like there's all these like, like all these young people who like idolize them and like people who are like screaming for them and stuff. And they're just like, Mark's jerking off. And it's just like, what? And yeah.
And then they just go right into their all the small things.
Yeah.
They just go right into one of their songs. It was hilarious.
Totally, man. But this is not a Blink-182 song.
Okay. And we know it's not Green Day.
Nope.
I'm running out of options. But it's that same era. So we're talking like late 90s, early 2000s.
No. We're talking Green Day. We're talking further back. We're talking 90s.
90s. Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, is this Tupac?
No. It's not hip hop. It's not hip hop. Yeah.
But all right, it's sort of punk rocky. Got it.
Punk rock inspired would be a fair way to describe it. But it's not punk rock.
Okay, no doubt.
That's a valid guess actually, but no doubt.
It's not
You're
no doubt
right.
because they don't have any revolutionary type lyrics in any of their songs.
No, I mean, well, I don't think so. But yeah,
That's not
that's
a
a good
knock.
guess though. Yeah.
Okay.
I enjoy No Doubt.
I join too, but they're
Fun music.
I like their stuff, but they're not going to
Yeah.
have anything like this. Like
No. This is a
take
little
up
heavier.
arm, go to the streets or whatever. They're not going to have any anarchists type. Oh man. These are like I'm running out of bands from that era. So early 90s?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, this is 90s.
Okay, Nirvana.
That is correct.
Oh, yes. I
What
don't know
song?
the song,
All right.
but okay, so it's Nirvana. So they're all kind of punk. All those grunge guys, all
Yeah,
kind of punk rocky. Kind of.
Yeah, I mean, Kurt Cobain was really into punk rock. I mean, it was his favorite, and so they were definitely punk inspired. But what they were doing was a little different.
Okay.
You want me to give you another line?
Yes. So I got
It's
the
fun
band.
to lose and to pretend. She's overboard and self-assured. Oh no, I know a dirty word.
Oh man, I only know like 2 Nirvana songs.
So I'll give you a hint. It's arguably their biggest hit. I mean, I think it's fair to say like this is probably their biggest hit. The title is not in the lyrics, which is pretty common for them. That's something they usually do. But
like Teen Spirit, they never say that. Is that the song? It's on that album.
What's Teen Spirit? What's the whole thing? You're like almost there. Like you almost said it. What's that title?
Teen Spirit. Here we go.
You're so close. Like you pretty much said the song. Teen Spirit, here we go. You think that's the song? And now that was Nirvana with Teen Spirit, here we go.
I've heard this 1,000 times. I've watched this on MTV. I don't know the full. Well, yeah, isn't it like Smells Like Teen Spirit?
Yes.
Yes, that's right. I did know
like
it.
Teen Spirit. They got the Teen Spirit. Here we go.
Teen Spirit. Here we go.
This was Joey Motorhead with Teen Spirit. Here we go. I want to shout out to Blink-182 for inspiring this track. No, that Teen Spirit is a type of deodorant, and a friend of Kurt's and his girlfriend at the time wrote on a wall once, "Kurt smells like Teen Spirit," and he got a kick out of that, so he titled his song "Smells Like Teen Spirit," or titled that song "Smells Like Teen Spirit."
And that's "Here We Are Now, Entertain," right?
Yep. That's the lyrics I gave you are from the verse. Load up on guns and bring your friends. It's fun to lose and to pretend.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
She's overboard. Yeah.
Dude. Yeah, I definitely should have known that song pretty quickly. But
That's 1991. That's
right in my wheel. Dude, that's when I was like right out of college, watching MTV a lot. Like the most I was paying attention to music and was well aware of Nirvana.
Yeah. Songs everywhere, man. All right. Good job, Graham. You got it.
Oh, right on. It's very Pearl Jam adjacent, which I know a lot about Pearl Jam, but nobody else.
Adjacent. I'll have to give you a Pearl Jam sometime, but you'll get it probably.
You never know.
That's like the one band T-shirt you have.
That is the one.
It's like the only one you have. You're just like, I have one T-shirt that doesn't have a comic book character on it. It's my Pearl Jam shirt.
Oh God, that's hilarious! And I got that when I was in Seattle watching them play.
It's appropriate.
All right, so let me. Okay. I can't remember if I've done this movie or not. All right, I'm going to do this one. I can't remember if I've done it. If I have done it, I'll get another one. We should probably write these down, but I know we won't. Okay. God, I feel like I've done this. That's the thing I love about America. Credit.
Man, I thought you were gonna go Dazed and Confused. That's the thing I love about High School Girl. I was like, I know that one. That's
The thing
Dazed
I
and
love about high school
Confused, baby.
girls.
Yeah,
They just stay the same age.
that's the thing I
All
love
right, all
about
right, all right.
America. Credit. Wall Street. No, that'd be funny because you did do that in that case. That's the thing I love about America. Credit. I feel like was that Tom Cruise?
No.
No. All right. I was getting Cruise vibes from that line, but no. All right. What era are we talking?
Late 80s, early 90s.
Okay, so this is all right. That's the thing I love about America. Correct. Comedy? We talking
No.
comedy? No.
No.
90s. Not a comedy, which kind of puts me out of the running. That's the thing I love about America. Credit. Is it like a bank heist thing?
It's not a bank heist, but you're close.
Okay. All right. I think I actually know this one. It's the thing I love about America. Credit. Not a bank heist. But it's not superhero. Or is
Not
it?
superhero, not a bank heist, but it's you know,
Action-y?
yeah, and it's bank heist involves cops and robbers. So it's a movie that involves that.
Cops and robbers. Banky. All
Not
right.
banky, not banky.
Not banky.
It's not a bank heist, but a bank heist involves police and criminals, right? So
Totally.
so does this movie.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Not a comedy.
Oh. RoboCop. Is that a comedy?
Ooh, no,
Might
it's
be
a
a comedy.
sci-fi movie. This
Terminator.
is more. No, it's not sci-fi. This movie
Okay.
is not sci-fi. It's more realistic.
Okay.
It's not a true story, but it was based on like what was going down at the time.
Oh man, is this that movie where what's his nuts? He plays the guy who robs the bank, and then he has a Al Pacino. Al Pacino robs the bank, and then he orders pizza for everybody. It's a really good movie.
That's no, that's from the 70s.
Oh shit! All right,
But
that's a good movie though.
Very good movie. That's an
Yeah.
Oscar award-winning movie. That's
What's that
Dog Day
movie
Afternoon.
called?
It's
Dog
Dog Day
Day-
Afternoon.
I like that one. I never would have gotten the title, but I would be able to describe it.
But again, not a bank robbery, Ron.
Okay,
So when I say not a bank robbery, I
that
wouldn't
means
then
no
guess.
bank robberies.
Yeah, I wouldn't then
Yeah.
guess a bank robbery.
All right. Joe Biden.
It's like when you said it's kind of punk. If you said, and I guessed.
Well,
Tupac,
then you
like,
guessed Blink-182.
Well, I don't know genres, but
Fair
I
enough. Well, I don't either. I don't either. Like you said it's cops and robbers. And I'm like, well, then it's like a cop and a robber. It was just a dude who was like, I'm gonna do this, and then he wasn't like a professional bank robber by any means. He
it's
wasn't.
still banks. It's still
There's still bank. No, I get it. I get it. It's just where do we draw that line?
At a bank. That's
At a
where
bank.
we draw the,
No
that's
bank.
where the line.
There was
At
no-
robbing a bank.
There was no scene at a bank. It's just bank-free movie. The only bank involved was the bank that financed it because movies cost a lot of money.
Yes.
But
Yes.
man,
But it involved.
give me another line. Give me another line.
Her Mexican mama's gonna cut your dick off.
Oh damn. Okay, that doesn't. Yeah, I have no idea. Is her Mexican mom is gonna? That's what I think I love about America. Credit, based on a true story, but
No, not
not.
Ron.
I thought you
Okay,
said it was based on a true story.
no, I said it's not based on a true story, but it was reflective of events that were happening,
Okay. All right. Okay.
but not a true story. Just like
Not true story. Just like
commenting
based
on.
So it was just like based on banks, but not a real bank.
No banks.
That-
No banks. I mean, do they drive by a bank in this movie? Maybe, but literally, there's no bank robbing. There's nobody working at a bank. There's literally, but there are police and there are criminals.
Criminals. Okay. Police, criminals.
It's
yeah.
falling down adjacent.
Oh no shit. All right. Oh. So cops and bad guys, criminals, 90s, reflective of the times.
Might be late 80s.
Late 80s. Okay.
Late 80s, early 90s. I think more late 80s, if I'm not mistaken.
And not superhero, but a little bit of actiony.
Crime drama.
Crime drama. Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Geesh.
So falling down took place in what city?
Los Angeles.
Yes. So
LA.
in
Oh wait. So is that LA? Shit. I thought I was onto something with Beverly Hills Cop. So LA's involved here.
It takes place in Los Angeles.
Takes place in Los Angeles.
Involving LAPD.
Okay. LAPD 911. LA.
Boy, no one even in the chat is getting this. Like, this movie was pretty
well,
big at the
apparently
time.
not. If no one in the chat is getting it, this one's not on me for a change. All right. So big at the time. Chat's not feeling it. Cops are involved. No banks. Los Angeles.
It had a all-star cast. All right, don't look at the chat because I think some people might be getting it.
People are getting it.
So it had an all-star cast, and it was the director was like a big name actor that was like directing.
Okay. Los Angeles police are involved. Crime drama.
What was going on and what was heavily going on in Los Angeles in the late 80s, early 90s, like real time, real heavy.
Like a lot. I mean, that was like around Rodney King and stuff, or close to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
but it wasn't like an event like that. It was just like there was a
yeah.
What was happening?
Like riots and stuff like that. There was a lot of unrest and
well, there was a lot of crime.
Okay. So Crime Diary. that
LA
like
Crimes Time.
LA Crime Diary.
LA No Bank Robbery Crime Story.
CSA 1988, the movie. Is that it? Or CSI, I meant. 1988, the movie.
No, I want to know what CSI is. Criminal.
Isn't that what it's called? CSI,
CSI.
or whatever? Yeah,
CSI.
Criminal Science Investigation, or whatever the hell they call it.
Yeah.
I don't watch it. I'm not gonna get this one, I'm pretty sure. LAPD.
How about this? There was a popular song that was like the theme song of the movie. Do you want a line from that song?
Sure, that might help.
I am a nightmare walking, psychopath talking.
I don't even know that song. Shit. Barracuda. That's not even the song. I'm just like, oh wait, what's that? No, wait, that would be sci-fi. That wouldn't be it. I was thinking like Dead in LA or Lost in LA, whatever that movie was called. Walking in LA. The Hills Have Eyes.
I can't even, like, you've gone so far away. I don't even know what to say to get you back, because you're just like,
I don't think I'm gonna get this one.
LA zombie bank heist. Like,
LA zombie bank heist, the movie. Cops, the movie part 1. Is it Cops? Did they make a movie out of Cops?
It's a 1-word title.
Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm.
Crime.
Ooh.
Is that close?
Very.
Guns.
You're just gonna do bullets, handcuffs. You're just gonna list them all. Nightstick.
Investigation. Detective Inc. Detective.
That's 2 words.
Crime. No. Mystery. It's 1 word. Like, what the? That could be anything. And it's about like police. Beat. Officer.
Well, other side of police.
Tracks. Other side.
What would you say?
Tracks. Other side of the tracks.
No, but
other side of police, you said.
Sure.
Criminal.
Oh, very close.
Bandit. Bad guy. Robber. Mastermind.
All right, I'm
Criminal.
gonna give you some. Okay, this is insane. I'm gonna give you some. The name of this the song that was written by, I believe, Ice-T is the name of the movie as well.
Oh shit! I should know this then, but I freaking don't. NWA.
No, that's the name of the group. This is the name of the song. Was the name of the movie. So Ice-T did this.
Cop Killer.
You're very close. I mean, that's in the genre. I mean, that's Ice-T. That was he had another big hit that was because of this movie.
Oh fuck! I should know this, and I'm still not. Like Murder Inc., Cop Killer, Gangster.
Close.
Really? Fuck.
Yeah. Do you want the name of some actors in it?
That wouldn't help at this point. I mean, Gang Face Killer. I should know this because I mean I'm not super fluent in Ice-T's music, but if it's an obvious one, I should know it. And I'm just like,
yes, it is an obvious one.
Killer, crime person. Fuck, I don't know.
So, all right, I'm gonna just spoon feed this to you. There, in LA in this era, there were 2 gangs.
Crips and Bloods.
Yes.
And that's the Crips. Bloods.
Close.
Gangland. Gangs.
Close.
What else? All right. So there's
what
2
did they
gangs.
wear?
Bandanas. Blue hoods. Hood.
Man.
Is that it?
No, it's so close. You're like dancing around it.
Jeans. I mean, what?
All right. What differentiated the two gangs,
The bandanas, the red and the blue ones,
which
right?
are
Beanies, bandanas, hats, beanie hats, turf gang.
you're saying everything but this thing.
How is it? What else do you call that? Beanie? No. Okay. Hat, cap, bandana, red bandana, blue bandana,
Okay.
gang colors.
Ah,
Color-
ah, ah, ah. You said it. You said one extra word.
Colors.
Yes.
Gang. Oh, that's the name of the
No,
movie?
Stop talking. You got
All
it right. Colors, colors, colors.
That's the name of the movie? I didn't know that was a movie.
This is directed by Dennis Hopper. It starred Sean Penn and Robert Duvall. Ice-T wrote the song Colors, Colors. I am a nightmare walking, psychopath talking, king of my jungle, just a gangster walking. That was the song.
I guess all of those words.
All of them.
I threw all of those words out there.
Every word. You said every single word except colors. And then you said gang colors. And I was like, it was, there's a scene.
Gang colors, here we go. That's my final guess.
Gang spirit, let's get ready.
Gang spirit, let's go.
Here we go. Here we go, gang spirit.
Yeah.
Gang colors.
Here we go, gang spirit. I didn't know that was the title of a movie.
I'll
add it to my list.
It was significant because the gang problem in LA was really bad. It was the red versus blue. So it was all about these two colors. And Robert Duvall played the old cop. Sean Penn played the young rookie cop. And and even Forrest Whitaker I can't remember, but Damon Wayans is in it. It was, and when it came out, it was like big. It was like all these movies were like, we're going to talk about, there was this whole series of movies in the late 80s, early 90s.
These were all movies I was not allowed to see because I was too young to see them. So these are like movies that like were before I would be of movie watching age.
Well, this is why I'm a movie buff. I should not have been allowed to watch movies like Dog Day Afternoon and The Deer Hunter when I was a kid in the 70s, but my parents didn't give a shit. So I watched all these movies I shouldn't have watched. Yeah.
See, I didn't get, my parents weren't like super strict, but they were, they were like, hey, we're not going to take you to see Colors. Like they would have made that call. Like I wasn't going to see that.
Yeah. It was, man.
They're like, it's family night. Should we do the Ninja Turtles or this thing about gangs in LA? And although, hey, in Ninja Turtles, that's kind of part of that too. But
even Annabelle said it was big in Australia as well. It was so when it came out, it was on the news. Everyone was like talking about it. It was that whole, and Ice-T, doing the lead song was like controversial. Are these movies glorifying gang violence, or are they talking about the issues? And, so there was all those movies that came out in that era. John Singleton's movie and all this stuff. And then there was parody movies that came out on top of them. High School High and
No, that's something I've seen.
Right.
I've seen High School High. That was later. That was like mid-90s, right?
Yeah. That was after they'd all come out.
That was a pretty bad movie.
Yep.
I saw that movie. Oh, are you?
Yeah, I
always thought the extras carried that movie. When I saw it, that was my takeaway. I was like, the extras really knocked it out of the park here. They really made it. Were you one of the bad kids?
No, I was a cop. They dressed up as
a cop.
Yeah, in the last scene of the movie where they all like come into this nightclub or something, and all these cops come pouring in. I'm one of the cops. I don't even think you can see me in the movie, but it was one of those things like new to LA, and just signed up with the extra agencies.
Oh yeah.
and
course.
started taking acting classes. And so I'm doing this intense Meisner acting, and then like, here's your gig, is just like action, and then run in and make sure you're not seen, and like hide behind these guys. They just wanted a bunch of guys in cop uniforms, and we were shooting it at this restaurant. I forget that was going. It was out of business, but it was just being used as like a location. And went across the street on the lunch break to go to like, there was something across the street, a CVS or a Safeway or something like that. I can't remember. And I remember walking across the street in my police uniform and everyone treating me differently, stopping.
Oh, wow.
It was crazy. And I was like, wow. And everyone was like, hi, how are you? Opening the, like everyone. And I like, didn't have a gun on. I had a belt on, but not even.
Well, everyone always says that the belt cops are nicer. They're like, if you find a belt cop, they're a little.
I remember I was like trying to cross the street and cars stopped because I wasn't in a crosswalk, and people were just like stopping for me. And I was like, wow, it was such a crazy experience. And then I was on a big set, like John Lovitz was in it, and Hart Blockner, or whatever his name is, who was from Die Hard, was directing it. And I remember he was kind of a crybaby on the set. And the first AD was always like, everybody listen to Hart. And he was like, I'm trying to get this scene. And I remember just being like, dude, this is a wacky comedy. Why are you all like thinking to myself, like, yeah. And it was just like trying to get the second AD to give us overtime. It was just, and it was like, I was to that extra thing of like, it's lunchtime and here's this awesome catered meal. And they're like, no extras. You go over to these like box lunches, that have like dog biscuits in them or whatever.
Man, I was an extra. When I lived in Nashville, it was when the TV show Nashville was still on the air. So you could always get like a gig being a concert extra. And they actually fed us really freaking well, dude. I mean, it was
nice.
like, you didn't get paid much, but you were fed really well, and you only had to like work for a couple minutes. You just had to pretend to enjoy, not so great music. I remember it blew my mind because the one girl who was like one of the stars, it wasn't Connie Britton, but it was one of the other ones. She was, playing a musician, but it's obvious she was not a musician, or at least she did not play guitar, because she would use her finger to like just strum the guitar, and she like cut her finger on the strings. And I remember seeing it, and I was just like feeling pain watching her, because she was like just strumming down hard on this guitar, and she was like bleeding on the guitar. And I'm like, dude, nobody took 2 minutes to show her how to hold a guitar pick and just, you can show somebody how to do that and make it look like they're actually playing. Like, why did if they film her actually playing, the audience is going to see like this, the viewers are going to see like this blood on guitar strings and her just like hammering away on it with her finger. Yeah. Like, it looked painful. I felt bad for her. And I'm like, why doesn't someone show her what to do? But I was not the director. I was just a concert extra.
Well, that's the thing. Some of the extra gigs, it was great. You work like a half day, get a really good meal, and you get like, $80 or something, and be like, all right, cool, But some of them, I remember I did Space Jam. Space Jam was awful. They gave us box lunches with the LA, the old sports arena is where we shot that. I remember like going and hiding. I was like, oh, I hate this. But some of the
you weren't stoked to be in Space Jam?
No, it's weird.
You weren't like, this is it.
Yeah.
Where is the president of show business? Surely hanging out on the Space Jam set. Did you get to see MJ?
No, it wasn't even. I did it because I was a Bulls fan. I was like, oh, we didn't even get to see him, and we didn't. It was none of that. It was
what about Bugs? Was he hanging out? Was he walking around?
I met Bugs at the craft service table.
How tall is he in person?
He's actually a lot taller.
That doesn't surprise me.
He's like 6'4".
That's why he was one of the better guys on that team.
That's what he was.
He held it together.
Well, he got a D1 scholarship. I don't know if you know that about Bugs. He played D1 ball.
Yeah, he played for Duke. I'm pretty sure. Him and the coach didn't get along.
Yeah, he played for Duke. He got recruited out of high school for Duke. Bugs
got
Bunny
recruited
did.
out of the high school
True
for
story.
Duke, and then he could have gone NBA, but he's like, no, I got this thing. I'm going to be a cartoon.
Yeah, he decided to go that whole Looney Tunes, but Looney Tunes back then paid better. So
They thought he was crazy, but I mean, yeah, it worked out for him. But he's still bitter towards the Duke guy. That's that guy who,
Krzyzewski, Mike
yeah,
Krzyzewski.
that's right. He's still bitter towards Krzyzewski. He's like, dude, he really didn't. He didn't prepare us for NBA careers, and that's part of the reason I decided against it. And so,
Yeah, he was mad. A lot of guys that came out that way.
we'll bury the hatchet.
Just let it go, Bugs. Let it
Yeah,
go.
I mean, dude, you both have done fine. I mean, Krzyzewski's just doing his thing. I mean, I think he retired, didn't he? So he's just hanging out.
Yeah,
And
it's pretty cool.
and Bugs is also, I think, semi-retired. So they're just,
Oh,
you should know this.
You should
went
know the
from
Bugs Bunny basketball
Colors
career.
to High School High to Space Jam. You're bringing the A-listers. This would be like if I'm like, hey, the correct answer was Nirvana, but let's talk a little Nickelback now. Now that we covered, let's talk a little.
Pretty much.
What are your
Pretty
thoughts
much.
on, I was an extra for Creed, and they just, in the front row, there's people pretending to enjoy the music. They need that still. And I was one of them.
Oh yeah, Nickelback and Creed is basically the High School High and Space Jam of music.
That's accurate.
Well, that's our show, everybody. That's another exciting round of You Should Know This. As part of Anything Can Happen, Ron, tell people where they can find you online.
Well, if I can mention too real quick, ironically enough, I actually just had a movie trailer drop myself, and Kate's going to drop the GoFundMe link in the chat. I just made a movie trailer. I wrote a movie about it's a movie about Wall Street, actually, and it's about the games. It's based on the GameStop thing that happened, but it's a fictional story between two brothers, and I'm in it. And Gareth Reynolds is playing my brother from the Dollop, and who's also been on this show. So the trailer for that just dropped. Should have some more news soon. And if you are interested, please check it out. And if you think, hey, I really want to make sure this movie gets made, please consider a contribution. And we have a lot of perks for people who contribute. So, check that out. And also, we got tour dates, Graham Elwood and myself. Check out ronplacone.com and grahamelwood.com for all those dates. We can't wait to get back out on the road and see everybody.
Yes. I've seen the trailer. It's funny. Gareth is funny. Ron's funny. It's a cool premise. So here, I'm going to put this. Kate just put it up in the chat. I'm going to post it to the page right there. So check that out. And then go to ronplacone.com or grahamelwood.com for tour dates starting next month. We're very close, 4 weeks away.
Yep.
All right, dude. Well, thanks for doing the show. And we will see you next week.
All right, Graham. See you later.
Later. That's the show, everybody. Let me just see if there's any other everybody over at the Rock Fin. Thank you so much. That was a great show. That was a lot of fun. Thanks again to Esha and to James Money and, of course, Ron Placone and our wonderful moderator, Kate. All right, I got to go. I got to go tell jokes. So have a good night, everybody. And no government secrets tomorrow. Lee's traveling. We're going to do it Monday morning, I think, because he's like in Europe. So we're trying to figure out, it's like a huge time difference. So we're trying to figure out how that's going to work. So I might just do a regular live stream tomorrow. We'll see. I will announce that probably maybe 3 p.m. is usually when I do it. So I might do that tomorrow anyway. All right. Thanks, everybody. Really appreciate it. A lot of fun doing the game show. And thank you for joining us. Like, share, subscribe. Sign up at patreon.com/Graham Elwood or rockford.com/Graham Elwood. We have a Venmo. We have a PayPal. It's all at grahamelwood.com. And remember, anything can happen, kids.